Now, from the home of golf, EA Sports, so proud to welcome you to the old course at St. Andrews. Alongside Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner. And Frank, here we are at the old lady, the old course at St. Andrews. And this golf course has confounded so many through the centuries. What are a couple of keys to being successful here?
Well, if you're a recreational player and you're struggling a bit, then you play to the middle of the golf course. But if you really want to challenge the great course, then the best line around the whole golf course is down the right. And that's actually where the trouble is. So if you can hug the right side, because remember there's so many double greens here and they have a central bunker. So if you're coming from the right side of the golf course, there's always a better avenue to every single flag you're attacking.
Oh, that's how to get the morning off on the right foot. That'll change your mood quickly. It is a chip-in birdie here at number 1. Here we are now at the second. Always so important to try and establish a good round in these opening holes, Frank.
In the second hole, especially with a prevailing breeze and today's modern equipment, the odd player has actually driven this green, but you really see the tone of the golf course. The middle of the golf course is protected. There's a series of bunkers down there, but the left is always the safe side of the golf course, because the best line to play your second shot from on the whole golf course is always the right side, and we see that here at the second.
The big drive got him here. Now a short one for his second. Maybe not what you're hoping for from that number, but no damage. It's on the green. A birdie try on the second green, and with that, we welcome four-time winner on the PGA Tour, Nota Begay.
And so often players can focus so much on the break they forget about the slope. This has to be hit a little firmer than normal.
Hit a good putt there. Maybe didn't quite break as much as he wanted it to, and it leaks by to the right. That so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Frank, talk about the strategy off the tee here at the third.
You can drive the ball pretty close to this green, Rich. It's shorter than the second hole. Just hit it down the right side, but try and avoid those little pot bunkers.
Just what you want at this point in the round. You're trying to find a rhythm, hit fairways, hit the middle of the club face. That's what they did right there. This one measures out to 15 feet. Oh, good putt right there. His second birdie in these opening 3 holes as he gets it to 2 under par. Oh, that was a beautiful golf swing right there. Everything working in harmony and a great result in the fairway. So from right around 80 yards or so, this is second.
Maybe a little too pumped up there. That just flew past the flag, but still an outside chance for a birdie.
Birdie putt coming up, down to Noda.
Tough putt to get close as it works down the hill and will work to his left.
Maybe gave that one a little too much credit and it missed on the high side. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. Hole number 5 of the first par 5 we've seen today. This fairway looks like it narrows quite a bit, Frank. Are you thinking eagle when you step up onto the tee?
Well, you could, especially if you've got a little bit of breeze behind you, but it's quite wide in the driving area with the exception of those 3 bunkers on the right that just sort of pop out. But if you can get it past those, this par 5, very reachable.
I'll tell you what, that swing absolutely perfect and a good result as well. Now, after the big drive, this a good distance here for a second to the par 5. got every bit of that, flew it all the way there and got it to stop. Home in 2 on the par 5. Oh, wonderful effort right there. That was tracking much of the way, and it'll leave a short one for birdie. Okay, little 2-footer for birdie, not a problem, and that was well played. Gonna work this up that left-hand side.
Well, that drive was enormous. I know it's in the rough, but that is long.
Ball sitting okay here for his second here at the 6th. Well, it's on, but that's going to make things difficult from there. 3 putts, a definite possibility here. This is a long look for birdie.
We often say, Rich, you should always try and make it. I got to disagree with that. Lag putting, it's just about taking the strain off the next one. There's always other holes to be played.
From that distance, you settle for 2 putts. That is so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. That will do just fine. So a big drive and not much needed to carry here for his second. Birdie putt coming up, and we go to Iona Stephen.
And it's an inviting one, ever so slightly up the hill with just a hint of movement from left to right.
Got it there, but not quite on target. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. Okay, that one's dancing. This one's going to need to carry some pace with it. A long one for birdie. Back up the slope. Oh, that is a good judge of speed right there. Expertly done. That so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Rounding out the opening 9 here at St. Andrews, and Frank, this par 4 features a couple of fairway bunkers that players will have to contend with.
Yeah, this is a fun hole when you first stand on that tee and look at it. You see those bunkers smack bang in the middle of the fairway. The last bunker there in the middle is called the end hole. This hole is called the end. But this green, too, is so flat, very, very difficult to read. But if you get there, pull the head cover off the driver. Remember, this is the only chance you get to play the old course.
Oh, he's taking a big run at this. Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. Yes, he did. What a putt. I mean, anything inside of 10 feet would have been good, and instead he runs it in. Incredible. Starting off the backside here at St. Andrews with the 340-yard par 4 10th, named in honor of the great Bobby Jones, 1927 Open champion and 1930 amateur champion. Right center off the tee, ideal here. The fairway narrows around 280 yards, but the green is drivable.
It might be in the rough, but that was absolutely crushed.
So a poor tee shot at 10, now his second.
Nobody's happy after that shot. Oh, I mean, that was one up from disastrous, really.
Now this for another birdie.
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts like this. Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very makeable opportunities.
hang on. That's going to leave about 3 feet. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. Boy, this is just way too much club for a front hole location. That was completely overcooked.
Way too good, I must say. That was just smashed. Yeah, sizable putt left.
That one just gonna sneak on by. Four under on the day. Well, that's on a pretty good line so far. I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in one. Oh, how good is that? Those are the kinds of long-distance putts you'll see here in Scotland, and that was judged about as well as one can. That's as stress-free a birdie as you're going to get on this course. That is well done. Starting a little bit right. That is poetry in motion right there. What a golf swing, and a big drive as well. Now Nota his second from the fairway.
141 yards left to the hole. Swinging it great today. Would not surprise me if he stuck it close.
Not sure what happened there. Wrong club selection, poor execution. Regardless, a lot of meat still on that bone. Now a 7-footer. Boy, nothing seems to faze this guy. He's been rock solid all round long, and he comes away with a par. It all looks so simple when you're going good, doesn't it? And that is yet another solid drive. So in the fairway, but a pretty good number to carry here for a second to the par 5. Has to be thrilled with that second shot here to the par 5, Frank. Got everything out of that.
Yeah, did well just to advance the ball so far down the fairway. And now a fairly straightforward third shot.
Nope. That's so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. This one started up the right side.
While there's good bounces, there's bad bounces. That was a good one.
So after the fortunate kick, his second to the par 4.
Good shot. Safely on the green and a birdie chance.
Chance now for another birdie.
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts like this. Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very makeable opportunities.
Oh, there's the surgeon's touch right there. Well done to run that in for a birdie. He just keeps motoring right along. Another good tee shot right there. "75 yards, the distance remaining here for his second to this par 4.
Oh boy, far from a good shot that.
Yeah, that's a good putt. He ran that previous one much further past the hole than he wanted, but that good recovery to walk off with just a bogey.
Too strong for this hole, eh? Ran out of fairway and into the rough. Big hit, though.
Getting set for a second shot here at 17. Let's see if he can finish with a good one. This ball in the rough, but a pretty good lie. From the rough into the bunker, or the frying pan into the fire. Sometimes mistakes, they just have a way of compounding themselves. Yeah, look how quick that was. Very difficult to get that to stop, even out of the sand, and that race is right on by. Beautifully done right there. That's how you keep good rounds going. A terrific putt to save par. All right, in the fairway. From the fairway, Iona, this his second.
Well, it was an impressive effort off the tee, but here we are in the Valley of Sin, a piece of land that's fraught with enough history to earn its own biblical surname.
Now this for another birdie. Yeah, that's a good putt there. It's a birdie at 18. And that will be a 6 under 66. Very well done. Well, that about wraps things